There is an ongoing conflict between Iran and Israel, and that has attracted attention from around the world. How the situation is going to be and whether the tension has reached its peak and it's going to only subside from here. To talk more on that, we are joined by Iranian ambassador in Delhi. Welcome to our show, sir. And as we have seen this entire issue going up and flaring up, of course, the world was waiting with a bated breath whether it will escalate to a full-fledged war. It doesn't look like now. How do you see the entire conflict that has been going on in the last 72 hours?
Thank you for having me. And first of all, I want to say hello to you and all Indian audience. You know, what is going on in the region is the result of the violation of international law and humanitarian principle by illegitimate regime of Israel. You know, for more than 7 months, Israel is doing whatever it can do. It kills and do massive crimes in Palestine, in Gaza. Besides this, recently, Israeli fighters has targeted Iranian consulate in Syria, which was a flagrant violation of international law. We always have mentioned and emphasized that we are serious to defend our national and security, our national interest and our security. You know, we has declared, we has warned Israel and other people that, other countries that we are not hesitating, we are not accepting any violation, any aggression on our national interest. So Iran was obliged to take some measures to deter Israel from continuation of its violation against Iranian national interest. What has done, the Iranian retaliatory operation, which was done recently, was just a response, a natural and rational and logic response to the violation and aggression of Israel.
But having said that, the retaliation that has happened from Iran, which was being talked about much, there are reports that about 99% of those retaliation, the projectiles that were apparently launched from the Iran and other countries around Israel, they have been downed by the Israeli forces and its allies. So what kind of objectives did this attack has, and how much of that objective was achieved?
You know, no one can calculate the percentage of the missiles which was launched was targeted its objective. No, it's just a claim. And it should be calculated. You know, unfortunately, and it's of course natural, that they are trying to hide the reality of the result of this operation. There is a reality, you know. There is a very serious and intensified attempts to hide the results of this operation. So what they are claiming is under a big question, first of all. Regarding our objective, we believe that we have achieved our goals, our objective. First of all, we wanted to send a serious message to Israel and its allies that Iran is serious to defend its security and national interest. This is. Okay. Secondly, we wanted to prove that Israel is vulnerable. Iron Dome is not active. as they are claiming, as they are pretending, as they are propaganda that Israel is inaccessible, Israel is so and so. It shows and proves that Israel is vulnerable and easily can be damaged. This is second. Thirdly, we wanted to prove that the time, you cannot strike and escape. Any strike should be retaliated, any strike. So Israel cannot strike Iranian consulate and escape. So it should be responsible, it should be punished. Any other steps will be punished too. So we, according to our calculation, we have achieved successfully our goals.
Also, Ambassador, Israel in the past has been claiming that Iran has been supporting, aiding and providing arms and ammunition to various militias or armed groups in the region which have been against Israel. And there have been multiple proxy wars between the two sides going on in the past also that has been reported. What was different this time that in a way compelled and reached to a point when Iranian side actually went ahead and attacked the Israeli territory? This was, I think, the first time that missiles started from Iran and were targeting Israel.
There is, I have to mention this one main principle. Iran is supporting Palestinian issue. And since the beginning of the Islamic Revolution, we have helped, we have supported, we have supported Palestinian as an innocent people, oppressed people. So it's natural that we support them in any way we can do. Israel has occupied the territory of Palestine. Israel is killing innocent people. Israel is bombarding innocent people. Israel is demolishing the houses and farms of Palestinians. So if Palestinians are resisting against this violation, this aggression, so how can I say? Palestinians are responsible for this, or just Palestinians are defending themselves. We are supporting Palestinians to defend their inherent rights, self-defense, to recapture their territory, recapture their land. So Israel can claim everything. Israel can claim everything. But we are supporting Palestinians to defend themselves. Israel claimed that Iran is support Palestine. Yes, we are supporting. We do not deny this. We do not reject that. But why do we support Palestinians? Because they have lost their territory. They have lost their homeland. They have lost, more than 35 innocent people were killed in these recent crimes, massive crimes of Israel. So we are proud of this. We are strongly support Palestinians. We are not denying this. And of course, it can be interpreted by any or in any cases.
That also includes armed resistance by the Palestinians against Israeli forces or Israeli nation.
There is a war between Palestinians, not now. Since the beginning of Israel, there was a big war between Palestinians and Israel. There were military clashes. There were military tension clashes between Palestinians and Israel. So it's not just now. There was Hamas, there was PLO, Palestinian Liberation Organization. Too many groups are now, since the beginning of the issue of illegal regime of Israel, there was too many resistance groups in Israel. So it's not just the issue of today.
And also, since we are talking about this Palestinian issue right now, in the last 6 months we have seen, starting from 7th of October, There has been a war that has been going on in Gaza by Israeli forces. How do you see, I mean, of course you mentioned that there has been a struggle between Palestine and Israel ever since Israel was formed, but how do you see the latest escalation of tension between the two sides especially, and how would you comment on the act of 7th October and also the retaliation or the reaction that Israeli forces have been doing in Gaza?
You know, first of all, there is a smart attempts to carry the responsibility of the current situation to the Palestinian and 7th of October. No one talk about the roots cause of this 7th October events. No one talks about the 7 decades of oppression against Palestinians. No one talks. So when Israel or USA or other allies of Israel talk, their starting point is 7th of October. No one go back or before this period. This is first point. Secondly, the retaliatory operation of Israel is not appropriate or proportionate to what Hamas has done. You know, Hamas has done something. But what about the innocent people of Gaza? You know, Israel is targeting hospitals, Israel is targeting residential areas, Israel is targeting innocent people, women, old men. You know, there is no proportionate, retaliation. This is third one. You know, now there is a global protest against the activity and military operation of Israel. You know, you are witnessing all over the world. And from another side, there is a call and request for ceasefire in the Gaza. But Israel has closed its eye, has put his finger in its ears, and does not pay any attention to this request, global request, universal wants. So there is, I think that people, journalists, ordinary people, should be clever, should pay attention to the differences between these two and not accept any claims by Israel.
Okay. Also, when we talk about this Hamas-Palestine and the latest conflict that happened between Iran and Israel, there is a lot of backing and support to Israel from its US and other allied forces. There were reports that several countries were supporting Israel when these projectiles were falling or were targeted on Israel. Do you think that whatever Israeli action has been going on, it is also in a way being supported by the West? How do you see the role of US and UK and other countries who have been supporting Israel?
You know, I believe that without the support of USA, without the covering of the USA, without the support of UK, France, and other countries, Israel could not do anything in the region. You know, Israel has no roots in the region. Israel is an artificial regime in the region. You know, United States, from one side, is supporting Israel, covering its crimes, covering its activity, and, from another side, and of course, preventing United Nations security to issue any resolution, even for ceasefire in the Gaza, from one side. From another side, United States tried to send humanitarian aids. Mm-hmm. There is, they think that people of the world do not understand the nature of their behavior. You know, without support of United States and England and France, Israel could not do anything. They are responsible for the crimes of Israel in Gaza. And, and the whole world has understand this. Now, what we are witnessing, the massive protest in the European country, in the United States, in England, shows that people of these countries have understand this reality.
How do you see the role of other Islamic countries present in that Gulf region, especially in the case in the last 6 months, the kind of war that has been going on in Gaza? You think there could have been more stronger, view and reason with the force that could have probably prevented that many killing of civilians in Gaza?
I believe that Islamic countries could play more active role in this issue. With if Islamic countries has done whatever they can do, the massive crime in Gaza has been stopped since the beginning, in the beginning days of this massacre. Unfortunately, the Islamic countries did not use their potentials to prevent Israel from committing these crimes.
Now Iran has been actively engaged with Palestinian forces, political forces and resistance forces as well. There is a lot of talk that Iran holds some influence on the policymakers who make policy for the Palestinian people, like the de facto government of Palestine. The Hamas leaders have been meeting Iranian officials in Tehran. Having known the Hamas view or having known Palestinian views to that with that closeness and that depth, do you see that this war that is ongoing between Israel and Hamas, where thousands of people have been killed so far on both the sides, does this war is going to end anytime soon? It's been almost more than 6 months.
Now, I think this question refers to Israel. Hamas is not continuing the war now.
But there are rockets, there are missiles that are still being fired from
there is just a small rocket, daily you see the number of casualties from both sides. Daily, Israel kills about 80, 90, 70 people, and from Palestinian, and destroy everything. But Palestinians are launching some small missiles to Israel. The side that is continuing war is Israel. So the Israel is, or USA is the side that can stop this war, not Hamas.
And also, with now the tension, peak of the tension having passed, would you agree that the peak of the tension has passed between Iran and Israel?
Yeah.
So there is nothing that Iran is interested in doing against Israel right now.
We have achieved our goals, and we have completed our operation. We have concluded. If Israel launch a new aggression against Iran, it precisely and surely will be punished again.
Okay, and
it depends on Israel. According to our, strategic decision, strategic approach, we have done our duty. We have sent good and very hard message to Israel that we are serious, and if they want to retest Iran, okay. But we hope that they do not make any more mistake.
India has been a very close partner of traditional and historical linkages with Iran, and of course it has a very close ties with Israel also. And the two sides are fighting right now. So how do you see the role of a country like India, which has a huge diaspora in Iran, in Israel? It has a good government-to-government linkages, people-to-people engagement. What kind of role do you see for India in that region?
India is an important country, has good relation with both sides. You know, we have very good relation with India. India has good relation with Israel. And India as a rising power, as a big economy, which has, as you mentioned, big diaspora in Israel and a group of Indian in Iran. Besides our other cultural relation, can play active role. We, since the beginning, you know, not in this issue, the tension between Iran and Israel. Since the beginning of the Gaza massacre, we try to encourage India to play active role to prevent more massacre in Gaza. We believe that India can, through its diplomacy, through its good relation with other countries, with both sides, can stop this tension, the war between Gaza, between Israel and Gaza, and stop the massive crimes in Gaza.
In fact, I think Indian diplomacy has been engaged with Iran and Israel also in the past.
We, you know, recently there was a close contact between His Excellency Minister of External Affairs of India and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Iran. They had very constructive and very important consultation about the current situation in the region.
Okay. If you could throw some light on the consultation, how does India see this escalation, and what were the point of view that
India is insisting, you know, the escalation of the situation is not the benefit of any country in the region and in all the world. Mm-hmm. You know, Persian Gulf is important region. It supports energy to the whole world. India and many other countries has big diaspora in Persian Gulf. So the security and stability of Persian Gulf as a whole mm-hmm. is important for all the world. Mm-hmm. So it's natural that these countries have concern about the current situation in the region. So India in the recent talk between two foreign ministers, Indian side and of course Iranian side, both emphasize on the necessity of stability and peace in the region, and both also emphasize on the necessity of de-escalation of the current situation.
Iran has also, taken control of MSC Ares, a ship that had 17 crew members on board. There was some discussion between the two sides also on that. If you could tell us what is the situation of these 17 people and how early they can come to their home.
You know, first of all, let me add one more mm-hmm. point. You know, this ship was led to the Iranian coast because did not reply correctly and precisely to the question of Iranian officials, mm-hmm. Iranian border guards.
What were the questions? Like,
you know, it's a technical question. You know, all ships when they are passing the Hormuz Strait or Iranian or water, they should have some contacts between mm-hmm. with the officials in the coastal countries. Mm-hmm. This is one point. Secondly, the crew of the seamen of the ship are not detained. Mm-hmm. They can leave. They can leave the ship. We said that they can leave, but of course they are under the command of captain. They are under the command of captain.
Captain is Indian or not?
I don't know.
Okay.
They are not detained. There is a young lady there, and we said that
among the crew.
Among these, and we said that she can leave easily without any problem. We are very cooperative in this issue.
And about the other men?
All the seamen, they are not detained.
Okay, so they are taking care of the ship, and
they are under the command of the captain.
Captain, and Iran has no objection of them leaving.
Yeah.
So they'll just deboard and they can take a flight and come back home. Is it that easy?
Yeah.
So has the Indian representatives been allowed to meet them?
We facilitated their contacts.
Okay, Indian mission there.
We are in a close contact with I here in Delhi. I am in close contact with MEA and your ambassador, Indian ambassador in Tehran. Indian embassy in Tehran is in contact with the concerning officials in Tehran, in Iran. And you know, India has a consulate general in Bandar Abbas. So they are following the issue.
So the officials are in touch with those seamen.
Yeah.
And have these seamen been able to talk to their families, and do you have?
I am not in the details.
Okay.
I am not in the details, but totally, generally they are.
So they are free and they are on board the ship.
Yeah.
That is all. They are not the captivity of Iranian forces.
No, they are not on the captivity.
Okay. And if you can talk something about the bilateral side of the story of India and Iran as well. Since in the last 5-6 years, the major trade dynamics of Iran and Israel has changed. India used to import a lot of oil from Iran, and after the sanctions, those things have gone down. Is there any possibility, or have you been in touch with Indian government whether these trades can be revived?
You know, Iran and India have been good partners for each other. In the past, sometimes we had our turnover was about 20 billion, close to 20, even touched 20 billion dollar. Unfortunately, third factor, I mean sanction, has affected our relation, and we are trying to compensate or to improve and increase the current trade between two countries. Not, of course, since the Indian side is not buying our crude oil, we cannot reach the previous records. But we hope that we can expand our bilateral relation. You know, in many cases, in many fields, Iran's economy and Indian economy are complementary. We have natural gas. We have invited India to come to Iran, to invest in Iran, and change the natural gas to LNG or petrochemical products, and take it to India. Take it to India with a good price. You know, in Iran, let me use this opportunity and inform your audience that in Iran, the price of energy is very cheap. The price of land is very cheap. The price of labor price is very cheap. So everything, you know, 1 liter of gasoline in India is how much?
About 90 to 100.
About 90 rupee. In Iran is just about, you know, about less than 4 rupee.
Okay.
Less than 4 rupee. It's gasoline price. Electricity, internet, land. So Iran is a good field for investment. And we believe that. And from other side, India has reached to the maturity point. Now India has reached to the level that it can export, invest, and invest abroad. We are inviting Indians to come to Iran, at least study the situation. Is it possible? Is it suitable? Is it feasible to invest there or not? So in many fields, Iranian economy and Indian economy are complementary. We believe that the expansion of ties between two countries would be on the benefit of both nations, and the independence of Iran, which is not following any third factor, and strategic autonomy of India are main guarantee for a stable and permanent relation between two countries.
Recently, when External Affairs Minister was in Iran and they had a bilateral talk, there was talk about formation of a joint transportation committee to expand cooperation between the two sides. If you could tell us something whether the formation has happened or some positive movement on this joint cooperation has happened.
You know, India is a rising power. Rising power, rising economy, it means that huge trade, huge export, huge import. It needs connectivity and accessing to all parts of the world. Main partner of India is Russia, Europe, Central Asia, and Gulf region, Persian Gulf region. Okay? You know, from these, Europe, Eurasia, Afghanistan, Central Asia, Iran is the best way for India to reach to this region. For this reason, in Iran, India, and Russia has founded INSTC, International North-South Corridor,
of course,
which is now is active. Iran has invested too many projects in the context of this corridor. So connectivity, transportation is one of the main parts of our relation. You know, in the past, energy was main part of our relation. Now connectivity is the backbone of our relation.
But through that connectivity, there is this Chabar Port, which has been getting developed by India, but that is getting delayed. Every year we see that the port will be operational full-fledgedly, but it is not happening. What is delaying? What is the factor that is not letting this partnership in transportation bloom to the full extent?
No, you know, Chabar is active now. You know, there is a main contract, you know, since the beginning of talks between Iran and India about Chabar. Two sides were discussing about a main contract, you know, but there was some differences between their ideas. They could not agree. They signed a shortlist agreement, and according to this shortlist, India is active now. India is active now in Chabar. And we are closing to main contract now. We hope that very soon, the remaining issue will be solved, and it has been solved. And the main contract will be signed. You know, one of the main problem was that Chabar was not connected to Iranian national railway network.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is one main reason. We are constructing this railway. In the coming months, the Chabar port will be connected to the Zahedan. Zahedan is connected now, is some part of Iranian railway network.
Okay.
And Chabar will be connected to the Iranian network, and it will be fully operated.
Okay. Before we wind up, Ambassador, on the entire issue that we talked about, there has been this maritime trade which has been worrying the world, especially first we saw Red Sea, the tension escalated and there were a lot of movement that were rerouted through other parts of the world. Then now this is Strait of Hormuz. So the entire region seems to be always embroiled in some sort of conflict. How soon can the world feel that those maritime routes will be safe, will be free, and the trade can go back to its prior level, because that is important not only for your region but also for the entire world?
You know, let's have a critical approach to the issues. Mm-hmm. It means that let's see the roots of the cause. Mm-hmm. You know, Red Sea, the tension in Red Sea. Why has happened? Because Yemeni Houthis are supporting Palestinian. Mm-hmm. Palestinian. Persian Gulf, or Persian Gulf has witnessed the intervention of foreign forces in the, or foreign countries in the region. We believe that security and stability of a region is necessary for all countries, mm-hmm. even for those who are far from Red Sea, for those who are far from Persian Gulf. But no one can be indifferent. Mm-hmm. No one can be indifferent about what is going on in Palestine. Palestine has affected every dimension, every aspect of the human being life in the world. So we believe that as soon as possible, the ceasefire should be declared in Palestine, the massive crimes should be stopped, and all countries, it doesn't make, they are close or far from the region, they can use their influence to strengthen the peace and stability in the region.
Before we conclude, President of Iran is going to visit the region. Can we have some sort of idea if the President will be visiting India soon or maybe sometimes later this year?
We are working on this.
This year?
Yeah, not this year. You know, I cannot give you the exact time, but we are in close contact with MEA, and we are planning for this. You know, India now is approaching election.
Of course.
And after election, the new government, and it will last few months. Mm-hmm. So let's see. We are working on this. We have planned this event. It will be an important, and we should prepare for this important event.
Okay. Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you for talking to CNN News 18. It was a pleasure having you. Thank you, sir.